But I was so excited to make these. Oh my gosh. Look at them. I love this. Hi, my name is Jessica. I have a small business called Jessica's Cozy Creations where I make mostly plushie type items and I sell them at markets. Today I just wanted to do a quick video of me showing you the things that I made this week. I wanted to do a market prep video, but I just had like a million things going on this week and it just wasn't gonna work. So I decided to just show you everything that I've made this week, and that will have to do. So this week I did get to try out Elise Voluto. I am very happy with it. I'm very excited about it. It's definitely one of my new favorite yarns. I will be putting a video out about that soon, but the items that I have here are made with a mix of Elise Voluto and Bernat blanket, a mix of like regular Bernat blanket and then Bernat baby blanket. So all those are mixed in to what I made. I'm pretty sure that I started out my week making this so I could do that video to compare them. I'm gonna be like the queen of pausing my videos and doing a voiceover because I just forget things so often. But what I meant by that was compare the Elise Voluto with the Bernat blanket, because I already had a cowl that was made out of Bernat blanket. So I decided to do a cowl out of Elise Voluto to compare them in the next video that I have coming out. So there's a cowl. And then after that, I made an egg. This is just like, I feel like this is my go-to pattern whenever I'm like, I don't know what to make. I'll make an egg. I have this hedgehog and I did it a little bit different. I did it with these loops instead of, usually what you do is you chain and then you single crochet or slip stitch back down. I can't remember which one. But I thought that I would try something different to see if it was like a little bit faster. I'm not sure if it was, because I think the other one fills it in faster. And this one I had to do more of them, but I mean, I didn't mind the process either way. And I really like him. He's so cute. I want to keep him for myself, but I'll just end up selling him if I try. Then I did some possums. I will definitely need more possums than this, but I got sick of making them at 11. So I made 11 of them. I have some with the safety eyes, and then I have some with the little X's on their eyes. I don't remember how many of each. I was just doing whatever I felt like in the moment. And then I've got some basic bees. I do plan on later on doing some in the lighter yellow and black. That's my preference. But these seem to do well too, depending on where I'm at. It kind of actually goes back and forth. But I did 5 bees. And then I did 10 gummy bears. These definitely do well with the kids. And I like that I don't have to have any like safety eyes or anything with me. I just have to have the yarn, hook, and stuffing for the most part. So I love these. And then, oh my gosh, let me tell you, these sea creatures were like the bane of my existence. Oh my gosh. It's not that the patterns were necessarily bad or anything. First of all, it wasn't my style of crocheting. Everybody, I feel like, has their own way that they like to do it, and that just wasn't it for me. But just the fact that I did the like bingo card thing that I talked about last time, and I did it in such a short amount of time, so I had to get them done in time because I'd already paid for the patterns. And the fact that I was doing multiple new patterns a day, I'm not a big fan of doing new patterns. I mean, I am in the sense that like I like to try something new and it like refreshes things when I'm doing the same thing over and over. That's great. But at the same time, it's a learning curve for every new pattern that you do, you know, so until you get the hang of it, you have to pay close attention. So that was my fault for choosing to do it in such a short amount of time, so that I had to be doing like 7 new patterns a day. That drove me up a wall. But the sea creatures are done. There are ones that I will do again. There are ones that I will probably not do again. I will say that there were techniques throughout the patterns that I didn't know, and I feel like that's always a good thing with doing new patterns as well, is that you get to learn something new with other patterns that you do. So I definitely learned new techniques, which I enjoy. But that being said, here are the sea creatures that made my week hell. Okay, we have got the hammerhead shark. I do really like this one. I plan on doing this one again. I think it's really cute, and I've had multiple people ask me for sharks. I should probably know what these are. Okay, I thought about looking it up and then writing it down because I film on my phone, and I decided that I'm done with the sea creatures. So I don't know what this fish is, but I will have all of the patterns linked down below, the pattern packs that I bought. So the dory fish is what I'm gonna call this because I don't know what fish this is. And there's gonna be a couple in here that I'm not gonna know what they are. But this one drove me crazy. Another hammerhead shark. And then a whale. I think I have 2 whales. Oh no, the other whale I did last week. So a whale. A pufferfish. I do really like this one. I think it's very cute. I think I would do it a different way than the pattern designer recommended. And then this is a mini giant squid. It reminds me of the one from Coraline with the one eye. I didn't even realize it until just a little bit ago. And then we've got a walrus. I'm pretty sure I did this area wrong. It was late and I had already done like multiple other patterns before that. So I just figured somebody will love him as always. The seal. This is one of my favorites. I will definitely be doing this again. What is this called? A horseshoe crab? I'm pretty sure. He's pretty unique. I like him. We have the dolphin. The starfish. I've seen people do starfish before and I always wondered how they were done, and it is definitely very unique. It's very cool technique. And I have the cuttlefish. I think if this one like sells fairly quickly, I'll do it again because I like it, but I don't know if other people will. I also am kind of a sucker for the colors. I love like a pale yellow. I think it's so pretty, and with the blue, I think it's really pretty. A seahorse. Your face is a little wonky. There we go. He was just crooked. A seahorse. A crab. Another fish that I don't know the name of. Don't come for me. And he was supposed to have little things on the bottom. He has one. But I got tired. And I think that he looks beautiful the way he is. And he's not going to change for anybody. And then I have a kraken. I think I would do this one again too, but I would actually like to do it in bigger yarn and make him a little bit bigger with a bigger size hook. And I would also make his tentacles longer. And also, if you do single crochets instead of slip stitches, which is, it called for slip stitches, but if you do single crochets, it will give it a little curl. So I think I would prefer to do it that way, but I will try this again and just like try to do a couple different things to see how I like it. And then I have a sea slug. This guy's pretty cute. And then I have an axolotl. I'm not sure how I feel about him with his little arms and legs. My daughter really likes it. So I don't know, maybe I will do this for axolotls from now on, but I'm very set in my ways with my axolotls, so maybe not, but it's cute. And then, what is this, a hermit crab? I really like the way that the shell was done. The technique was really cool to give it that spiral effect. That is very cool. He's cute. Sea turtle. I hope it's not super noticeable, but one of these is done in Bernat. It's actually not too bad. And then the head is done in Bernat, and then the rest was Elise Voluto. I ran out of that color and I didn't realize that I didn't have any more left because I usually have this color. And my blue section is just crazy. I have way too many blues that I'm trying to get rid of right now. So I figured it wasn't super noticeable and I didn't want to waste parts or have to redo them. So, and then a narwhal. I wasn't sure how I felt about making another narwhal because of the fact that I have one that hasn't sold in forever, and I don't understand why, because before I would make them and then they would sell right away, but this one just doesn't want to go, I guess. So I was hesitant to make another, but This one's a baby one, and I feel like for like $12 or something, somebody will probably want it. And then last but not least, I think this is called a yellow tang, and the only reason that I remember that is because I thought that I was done, and then I realized I had one more, and it was this one. So there he is, all finished. And there were more that I did do, but they were last week, and they are shoved in a bag, and I don't want to pull them out, but I will link all of the patterns for all of the ones that I did in the description. And then I made a hanging stitch. This is a free pattern from Instagram, and I do eventually want to do an angel to go with him. I think that would be cute, but I just didn't get that done this week, so I will hopefully be doing that. Okay, and then to end on a good note, I love this pattern. Okay, so I actually bought this pattern like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. Maybe it hasn't been around that long. Maybe it's only been 6 months or something, but I did buy it quite a while ago, and I kept on like hoping that I would get the right yarn for it, but Bernat just doesn't have any like good browns, and it really sucks. So I still don't feel like I got the colors quite right, but I really did try, and I think it was a lot closer than what it would have been before if I would have tried it. But I was so excited to make these. Oh my gosh, look at them. I love them. So here's the thing. I did some buns in this color. I did 6 of these all together, and I did 3 in this color and then 3 in this color. So let me know what you think is a better bun color. I know that neither of them are technically perfect, but like I said, I'm having a hard time with these colors. And if I did do this again, well, I will definitely do this again. When I do this again, I do want to get a lighter color brown. I just don't want to order any more yarn until I get rid of some of this mess. Like, my yarn wall is it's a mess, and it needs cleaned out, and I need to get rid of some of it before I buy any more yarn. So I did 3 with just ketchup, 3 with just mustard. That is Ariel's favorite way to have it. It is the only way she will have a hot dog. And then my favorite with ketchup and mustard. So that is all that I made this week. I hope that next week I can take you guys along with me with the journey of making things, and I feel like I'll get more done because I won't be constantly reading new patterns. So this sort of feels like a lot, but not really. To some people that might seem like a lot, but this is my full-time job. So to me, that is a little disappointing, and I could have done a lot better. So next week, I'm really gonna get to market prepping and do a much better job. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will see you in the next one. Okay. Don't die on me. I just chained, and then I slipped. I can't talk. Okay. I don't want to write all these down. Okay, let me think about it. This is gonna be a doozy to edit.